Hello. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's section of readings. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them, but for this installment, I'm going to use the Wild Reflections Tarot deck by Spell. If I can coordinate myself here, sorry about that. And I know there's a Spell website on the back here. I think it's over there. So if you want to check it out or find this deck, there's the information. You can freeze frame and check out what you want to check out if you're interested, naturally. Supportive Oracle Cards, Magical Spell Cards by Lucy Cavendish. Illustrated by Jesse Reish. And then there's a website at the bottom, heyhouse.com, somewhere down there. I usually find it if I look hard enough, but it's there somewhere, heyhouse.com if you're interested. Okay. And last but not least, I use dice. I use a 22-sided dice for the major arcana, substituting 22 for 0, the pool. 14-sided dice for the minor arcana, and a 4-sided dice to choose the element to decide which section of the minor arcana I'm going to use. These came from mathartfun.com, or the dice shop. The website is mathartfun.com if you're looking for that. That's where those ones came from. Okay, that being said, if you'd like a reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. It's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Thank you very much for watching, and let's get into your reading. Hello, Taurus. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Taurus? That's very similar to Virgo. You might have, if you have a Virgo connection with somebody, just keep that in mind. Wow. Virgo connection. Like, this is a Taurus reading. If you're dealing with a Virgo especially, or there might be some things with the Virgo reading that might help you. So if this one hits, you might want to consider watching the Virgo one as well. Because I'm like, I keep looking at it and I'm like, I'm seeing the same, well, I'm seeing a similar center card here that I'm just like, and it's working out in a very positive way. Because I feel like you got what you want, you're where you want to be with this situation. The situation has been actually going a lot better than expected. All right, so whatever the situation is for you, this is definitely a Taurus reading because now I feel more secure with it. You've been like looking at this, and I feel like I've been more absorbing information, but I've been like really paying attention and like, where is this going to go? At what point do I want to be a part of this? Is that fair? Am I saying that right? I don't know if I'm saying that right. Judgment in your favor. And the Four of Swords reversed. Something you've been seeing here, like I'm holding back, and I'm making my decision about how I'm going to be a part of this. Very calculated, and kind of like when I feel the Four of Swords reversed in the past, it's kind of like I'm looking at it in the sense of like that could be a very healing moment. That could be done very well in a very good way. It's not right now, but I don't think it would take much to put it where it should go. I don't think it would take much to do it. I just got to get it there, and then I have to keep it there. And Taurus is really good at holding the line. So it's kind of like, if I put it there, I'll make sure it stays there. And then this could actually go quite well. And I feel like I'm really kind of happy. That's where the passion came in. That makes sense to me. Because I was looking at that, I was like, why are we passionate about this? Because you see a place where like, oh, this could be a good thing. Currently, It's not working right. It's kind of like I'm looking at somebody who, like, they do a lot of work, they do a lot of effort, they're very good at getting things done, but they're going in circles and they're not doing it right because everything they do seems to double back on them. But if they had somebody to get in there to help them get things in line and only put things in front of them that they could actually do, it's kind of like, I don't think you want to control anybody. I don't think it's like that, but it's kind of like everything in this person's room, they do it, whether it's good or not. They just take care of it, they move it, they clean it, they do whatever they have to do. Say it was cleaning it. Everything, anything the app puts in this room, anything that somebody puts in this room, they clean it and they try to fix it. They clean it and they try to fix it. It's kind of like, well, a lot of this is just going to get thrown out anyway. So they're fixing things and cleaning things that are just getting thrown out. If I had my say, and I just might, I would make sure that only things that go in or even near that room are things that we're going to use later. So this person cleans and fixes things that we're actually going to want later, not things that are going to get thrown out. There's no reason to clean something that's going to get thrown out. If it's going to get thrown out, let it get thrown out. Why fix it when you're just going to discard it anyway? I feel like I'm trying to be very careful with this though, because I see the random energy. Again, it's like anything that ends up in this room, this person cleans and or fixes, right? But it's not in like a certain order. So I feel like I see the passion. I also realize I can't depend on things to get done in an order that I want them to. I feel like you're accepting that right in the beginning, kind of like, this can go better. This, at least things that should be fixed will get fixed. That's good. But I can't guarantee it'll happen in the order I want it to. And some things might just sit in that room for a couple months before this person touches them if they don't really want to do it. Unless I really press upon them, I really want it. But there's not going to be like a rhyme or reason about what they choose and when they choose it. So it's kind of like, I like that they're very productive. I like that they're doing things like that. Maybe you're not a big fan that there's no order to it, but at the same point, I also see you accepting it. Kind of like, that's the way they do it. That's the way they do it. I see, it seems like you really get it. Like, yeah, okay, that's how it works. Something happens here, and it's like, okay, we're gonna use that room analogy. This person fixes everything in that room. They have to change their location or something, and I feel like they don't like it. Um, Something happens here with the location, or something has to change, and it kind of stops it for a moment. There's a block, but it's a temporary block the way I'm feeling about it, because judgment goes in your favor again. Yeah, there's some bad decisions that were made. The Hanged Man came in like this, which means it's just temporary. It's either gonna let go or it's gonna get stronger. I feel like it's gonna let go. We gotta go a little farther in here, but there's cards coming up. You'll see. Um, there's some random decisions that I don't know why it happened, but it's like, whatever, something is changing here, and it's not you. It's not happening to you directly, but it's whoever you want to help. It's kind of like the same room they're used to using. They can't use that room anymore. They can't have that space anymore. And something, you're getting some information that you didn't know before based on how the changes are happening. So it's kind of putting things at a standstill, but it's also giving you something that you need to make this successful. So this is actually going to work to your benefit, because I feel like it might be one of those things where, okay, you can't do that there anymore. Okay. But you know where you could do it? And I feel like you might have an answer. Like, you could go here, you could look into this, see if this works. I think you could do this here, and then I would have more say over if somebody gets in your way or not. I'd have more say if somebody tries to move you out of that spot. It might be something like that. Take it with a grain of salt, because I kind of feel that energy, kind of like, since you can't have that spot anymore, I have a spot over here, or I have this place, I know this person, and they trust me and they confer with me. So if you want this space, I'd have more say over you keeping that space for whatever reason. I feel like there's some type of like sovereignty. This deck doesn't have that card, but I keep seeing that sovereignty card. It's in one of I don't remember what her name is. Somebody, I don't know. There's another deck that I keep seeing this card, and I don't know what deck it's from. Sovereignty. I keep seeing like you can offer sovereignty. Which they love. They love. They very much love that. It's an unexpected change, but it's kind of like also by doing this though, it's kind of like as long as I feel like you are already. I feel like the majority of you are already. As long as you're accepting like this person works the way they work, like as long as you're kind of like I'm just giving you the spot. You can keep doing what you were doing the way you were doing it. I'm just bringing you the spot. Also, that also offers you the opportunity to, you know, this stuff is allowed near in that spot so you can fix it. This other stuff, no. And I feel like there's something in between that also, kind of like junk needs to go in the junk. Only if we're gonna use it does it get fixed. Only if we're gonna keep using it does it get cleaned and or fixed. And I feel like there's more here, and it's kind of like I have to kind of like accept it that this person works the way they work. As long as you're on point with that, I feel like this could be very good for you and them, of course. A lot comes in. I do think, even though it's the Empress, yeah, I get like a nervous energy with this a little bit. I'm just gonna do it. I get a little bit of nervous energy. This person doesn't understand where you're standing, where you're coming from. All you know what I mean. I feel like maybe they know a little bit, maybe they know a lot about you. They know something about you, and they're expecting like, oh, I'm gonna have restraints and restrictions. As long as you don't do that, like just let them work the way they gotta work. This can be very successful. I know some. I feel like okay, this is how I feel like Taurus does this when they have random people that are very good to work with. You put them over where they need to go, and you just kind of like you go somewhere else, and you just spot check every now and then to make sure things are going fine. I feel like mostly if Taurus can do so, you just do your thing. I'll go somewhere else where I can't even watch what you're doing, and then I don't have to think about how you're doing things. I just I feel like that happens well. Kind of like here's the list, here's the dates I need them by. I'll just go away, and you do what you got to do. I'll just go away. Does that make sense to a point within reason? Within reason. And I feel like once they get that level of confidence with you, a lot comes in. They're going to offer more things. I feel like you're going to learn more about them and what they can offer. Kind of like, you know, they can do more besides clean and fix. They can also help decide what should be purchased to begin with. Kind of like, I know I clean this and I can fix that, but did you know that this product here tends to have these type of problems this many years down the road? And did you know this product here lasts only a couple months because of that? And that actually that piece is very easily fixed, even though it breaks down every 3 to 4 months. It's pennies to get that piece, and it's really easy to put it in. It's a lot cheaper than that, but it's also we can get a lot farther out of it. It's just knowing that that's what you got to do. They have a lot of good information for you. A lot of good information for you. The further they go, the more information they're going to share, the more confidence they have with you, the more information they're going to share. I feel like this could be a really beautiful thing. Okay. This can be a very beautiful thing. It locks in the way it locks in. So they are who they are. You are who you are. I keep seeing certain people and certain combinations that they work very well because they know when to give people, they know when to give each other space and to just kind of like, here, I need that. I'll come back later. Or here, I need that. I'll go do this over here. You do your thing. I'll do my thing. And we can come together later when necessary. They know how to balance it. As long as you're good with that, as long as you figure that out, you'll be cool. You'll be great. The thing is, there is going to be this need because your heart's in it, and it makes perfect sense why it does. But like, be careful of trying to like teach them different ways to do things they already do. Be careful of that. That could backlash very easily. It could also bring down their confidence level, and it could end up putting a block between you and them. Be careful with that. A possibility is just congratulate them, give them praise when they do what they want, when they get it done well. You know what I mean? Thank them, but realize that they have to do what they have to do. I just feel it makes sense why you would want to do this. It makes really good sense, but they're saying it could more than likely backlash, where you're trying to be helpful. They might not see it as helpful, and you might not realize that till it's too late. Trying to, like, your life could be easier if you did this, or I bought you this so you could use that so that it would make your life easier. Steer clear of that. Steer clear of that. Just let them do what they need to do, and just like give them accolades for the good things that they do. Give them, tell them, like, I really like that you did that. I'm really happy with the quality of this. I'm really happy that this was ready on time. I'm really happy that I gave you the deadline of a month and you had it there on that. It might be literally the day of. It might be literally the day of, but like, it was here, it was ready, it was perfect, it was exactly what I needed. I'm very thankful. Thank you for doing that. This keeps going for a while, but I do feel like they're also saying this is a period of time. This person will outgrow you. I don't think that has to be a bad thing. I feel like you might be happy for them, actually. I feel like this person may outgrow you at some point, but I don't think it's going to be a bad thing. I see, like, the Page of Cups with your reaction to the Death card, kind of like, I really like working with you. I really don't want you to move on. I'd like you to stay with me, but I respect that that's what you need to do. I respect that that's your choice in a positive way. Because I do see them moving on to other things. There seems to be other things they want. There is the Page of Pentacles. They're working towards something. They got the Ace of Wands bringing them there. And the Destiny cards backing it right up too, saying, at some point, they will move on from this situation. They'll do their own thing. I feel like ultimately that's something you're going to be happy with. So you'll be proud of that. I feel like it's a good thing. I don't think that's going to upset you, especially because I see the peace. I see, like, when it's over, I feel like I'll be at peace with it, the way this is going. Kind of like, it was great while it was great, but everything has its shelf life, and this is how it worked out, and that's okay. I almost feel like there's a reason I have to make sure this is in this one, because they're like, don't miss that. I keep getting that, like, don't miss that. If you realize that this at some point this is going to go on to its next incarnation, whatever it is, I feel like as long as you always know that, I feel like it's not that big a deal when it finally happens. Kind of like, all right, I knew this day would come at some point. It's kind of like when you're raising kids. At some point, they'll graduate from high school or college, and then they'll go on their own. It's kind of like, what's coming. Doesn't mean you're yippee-skippy about it, but it's kind of like, yeah, it's how it's supposed to go. It's good. It's not a bad thing. I'm going to miss them, but, I'm happy that they're going to be happy. You know what I mean? That type of energy. All right, I'm going to shut this down here. Hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day.